Tea Time Disc Golf back. Steve Braud with Devin Frederick, and we're here covering the Virginia Team Invitational. This is match number 5. Devin, welcome.
Thanks for having us. We're out here at Hawk Hollow once again. John Bisco's family's property, beautiful farm.
It's insanely cool. Yeah, it's so much fun being out here and playing disc golf. I think this is one of the events that we absolutely look forward to all year. And then when it comes, you know, it's just a blessing for sure.
It brings a good amount of friends from far away.
Oh, yeah.
All the way from Pennsylvania down to North Carolina. We're all good friends, know each other. Most of us try and make it back here every year because it is such a great tournament, great event.
The Northeast is great about that stuff. Is we have a couple times a year that we all kind of get together and have some festivities, enjoying throwing some plastic.
And this is one of the best.
This is one of the best ones that we do. So we have Steve Miller against Devin Frederick. This is going to be a really good match to watch for sure. And then Fish against Matt Peckham. And so we've got the veteran Peckham and Fish. I mean, Fish has played so much out here that these guys know the course extremely well. Everybody playing in this grouping has played this course for a long time, so this should be exciting to watch.
And yeah, we'll be starting off on hole 4. Downhiller, creek behind the basket. I think it's 350-ish, but plays shorter than that. 420. Look at that. It probably plays 350.
It probably plays about 350. I think the mid-range is typically the go-to, or a fairway driver that's stable, and you want to keep it
you want
left.
something falling soft. Like I said, the water's 10 feet behind it. Yeah. Here's Miller, nice soft hyzer.
Yeah, he got past most of the danger that's on that hillside, and you know he's going to have some trouble with the putt though. Those fingers stick out on those branches. It's tough to get to the basket. So.
I'm throwing my shark, and I threw it straight.
Yeah, and that is way too straight.
And way OB.
Yeah. And possibly make it to the other side.
Yeah, I made it across.
Okay. All right.
So
but that is still
easy retrieve.
It's still
but
OB
yeah,
though.
It's still OB.
And here's Fish. He's possibly one of the most exciting people to watch play disc golf.
Yeah, he's throwing his Glow Wasp there. He's Discraft sponsored.
He's so technical. You know, I mean,
he's super smooth. He gets a lot of pop on them and gets a lot of float.
Yeah.
And Peckham, the lefty, going with his Mako. A little bit tougher of a lefty hole.
Yeah.
It's a great looking line there.
Yeah, that's a really good looking shot. Matt has been an Innova guy for a long time. He's in the family.
He works for Innova.
Yep.
He's the guy making the catalogs and doing that kind of stuff for Innova.
Sure. And here you are throwing the whale, I assume.
Yeah, that was for my 3, and
easy for Miller to decide to.
I'm
pitching
he
this out.
definitely could have made that. Them branches there are low, make it a tough one, but
yeah. And now Matt needs this. Yep. So you got Fish is gonna pick one up hopefully here if you can tap this in.
I think Peckham gave him that one.
Peckham said, "Okay, pick it up."
Yeah, that's close enough.
Yeah, it's a nice thing about match play is that you can certainly concede the hole and say, you know what, just pick that thing up. So.
Yeah, you don't need to watch your partner make a 5-footer in your face for a win.
Right. Yep.
So on the hole 5, steep incline right off the tee. You're just looking to get to the top of the hill and then throw a nice approach and get your 3.
I think for most people that if you can see the basket for your second shot, you've done the right thing. You've gotten up the hill far enough to be able to make a
just getting it through
shot.
the first set of trees and to the hill is key, and then being able to see the basket is bonus. Treacherous green can get the roll away pretty easy.
Yeah, I assume Steve is throwing an air shot here. And yeah, if you can just get it through that gap like he did.
Beat up destroyer, just trying to get it straight up through there.
Smashing cow pies. And
I went with my Wraith. Just trying to get it up there, let it turn.
Good looking shot. Yeah. You know, you're putting yourself in a safe position. We'll see Fish try something a little. You don't see a lot out here. You know, when you're going to a backhand roller going up that hill, there's a lot that can happen that can go wrong. Now he squeezed through and
he got, you know, it's not great, but
Yeah.
he's through the trees and he has a chance of getting it to the basket and saving his 3.
And Matt just being able to throw a strong hyzer, you know, and he got up and through too. So, yeah, everyone in good position to be able to pick up in their easy par.
Peckham being the lefty, he'll have the nice hyzer down the hill.
Mm-hmm. Doesn't look like there's a lot of wind or anything happening out. I would assume the conditions are good.
Yeah, and he just sold that off a little bit. He'll be looking at a outside the circle putt. As you can see, Fish is taking the skip down the hill.
Yeah,
He'll
it's
have to
another
test her himself.
You know, John did a really good job of basket placements and greens that definitely fall away. And if you end up losing it the wrong way, you can be 70 feet away from the basket real quick.
Oh yeah, so, and you can even see I left mine a little short, so I'm gonna have the downhiller.
All right, let's see what Steve can do here.
That looks good. He's 12 feet.
Right. Yeah, he's not too far away. Maybe obstructed a little bit, but you know that should be pretty routine for him.
Peckham ended up in an awkward spot there. Yeah. So Fish needs to make this now to win the hole.
Ooh, he gave the Pirates R after missing that one, and here you are. And yeah, very good putt. Right in the heart. I mean, a little wobbly out of the hand, but right into the heart of the chains. So,
yeah, I mean, I knew I had to make it. Miller's right there.
Yeah, Miller doesn't have any problem with this putt. I mean, he didn't have an obstruction at all. So you guys pushed the hole, and so did Fish and Peckham. There. Mm-hmm. So it remains. Now we move on to hole number 6, which is one of the shorter holes. But again, when we talk about treachery, you know, the green is sitting right on a cliffside, so you're literally, if you go too deep, you're going to have a long uphill comeback at the basket, and it's not an easy putt.
Yeah, and you come up short, you're looking at running off a cliff with your putt. I mean, it's right on the edge of a 6-foot wall, pretty much.
So it's a technical shot, you know. I mean, it should be a pretty routine, easy putter shot down that gap, and Steve will show you the.
He's going to throw the thumber with his Firebird.
Right.
Good play here. They tend to check up a little bit more than the air shot, control the distance.
And that was perfect.
Crashed it right in there.
Was 10 feet from the basket, so. But had it gotten over that rock, you know, he definitely would have been further away. So.
I'm just going with my flippy AVR that didn't flip and caught a tree and ended up in a not so good spot.
Yeah.
Especially when Miller's parked.
Advantage Miller.
Yes. Big advantage.
Yeah. And here's Fish just throwing a controlled putter.
Yep, his roach.
And hits that one tree. That's going to leave him a good
that's that
45 feet downhill.
Depends what Peckham does, if you need it or not.
Sure. Matt throwing a good shot there, though. I mean, that's going to a little short as well, so he's going to have a tricky putt, too. That's not easy. At this point, you got to put this in.
Gave it a pretty good
bid. Good run at it. Yeah, at that point, you're almost conceding the hole. So
yeah, I mean, he is arm length away.
And Fish playing it smart, tried to lay up, but could have been
put the pressure on Peckham to see if he wants to run this death putt. Might be inside the circle.
You almost you feel like you have to go for that, though.
I mean, from that range, you have to.
You're sitting here going, I'm already one down. You know what I mean? So I've got to make up that hole.
And you got to expect, like Peckham did, that you're going to hit some kind of metal and hopefully stay close.
So
Miller picked up another one on me, so he's up by 2 now. And
can't let that local boy get too far ahead here. You got to maintain, and we've got Fish that is still 1 up on Matt. So we move on to one of the largest holes.
Nearly 1,000 feet.
Yeah, just a crazy good start to this hole.
Starting a little bit in the woods, trying to hit a gap with a creek right at the end of the gap. If you hit one of the later trees, it's possible to end up in the water in OB on a long hole, which is
Yeah,
worst case scenario.
And that's Steve probably throwing a destroyer there.
Oh yeah,
something
you can almost guarantee it's a destroyer. Just trying to get it through the center of the gap.
Yeah, you put it right
You're
in the
really
middle.
Just trying to go big on the second shot. There's really nothing to be scared of on the second one. So getting something through the gaps, the main goal on your first shot here.
That was really nice too. That's out there far enough where you can throw a control driver, and then set yourself up for an easy birdie. If you throw 3 decent shots in a row, you're going to get your birdie. So, and Fish is hitting the tree, and thank God coming backwards. There is a pretty wide creek that runs right, between there and the end of the woods line there. So Matt made sure that he was nowhere near that creek just now. So he got it out there pretty good. So we'll see what Fish can do.
Yeah, he was fortunate to stay kind of centered up in the fairway there. You get off. He kicks left or right side of the fairway, and you're trying to hit smaller gaps and cover some distance.
He threw that way out there. If he throws a solid next shot, he has a chance at salvaging that birdie. Miller pumping one out there.
Probably another destroyer.
Yep. Some people I watch are electing to throw a roller on that second shot out in the field.
I don't like it because of the cow pies.
Not too many of them, though. I mean, you can see you'd have to be pretty unfortunate to hit one. Another good shot out of you, though. I mean, it flexed a little bit, got you some distance, and you should have a pretty routine upshot for your next shot.
Peckham trying to get a full flight out of that one.
Matt ripped that.
And on these next shots, the basket, once again, is about 15 feet off the water to the right side of it.
Way down there. And here's Fish trying to get up there.
Trying to get himself close enough to putt. And he's doing it.
And he's right there. That is incredible that he can salvage a birdie from not even getting over the creek on his first shot. Steve with a really good shot there.
Yep, it's a pickup. Just giving it a half bid.
Yeah, you got to be careful. There is OB right and behind the basket. And here's Matt for...
Just laying it up.
Yeah, I can't
As the lefty, he's fading towards the water.
Sure, but I mean, he was that close for a possible eagle run. That's really nice.
Uncharacteristic out of Fish.
Yeah, interesting. I didn't expect to see that. I fully expected Fish to make that putt.
Yeah, that's usually pretty routine for him.
Absolutely. He's like a robot with that stuff. So, all right.
Me and Miller push the hole. He's staying 2 up on me. And
Matt comes back and ties up the match. So these guys are all square. Again, experience out of Matt. He knew what to do. You know what I mean? He didn't need to go for that.
Yeah, played the hole very clean.
Yep.
Stayed within his limits. Brings us to hole 8. Very dangerous hole. Creek runs the whole left side. This one does have flags that run along the creek. That's pretty dangerous bank. And the rule is you use the flag line as the OB line. If you're in the water, you still take your meter from the flags. If you're not in the water,
you're safe.
You're safe, but you still get a meter from the flags.
You still get relief from that hillside where you're not eroding that too quickly for the family, which is part of the reason. And safety, obviously, is a huge reason as well. So let's see what Fish can do here. He's probably throwing the Comet, I would assume.
Yeah, you got that right.
Yeah,
I believe Peckham went with his rock, so it's just a mid-range hole.
Yeah.
Just, trying to keep it controlled down the middle.
Miller might be throwing a Mako here. It is easy to find the water, that's for sure.
Yeah, any kick and, there's a 50-50 chance it's going in the water.
And typically somebody in the group is getting into trouble. At least in the seed that I plan. All right, yeah, leaving yourself a putt.
A long look.
Yep. Oh, good
Miller
looking
giving
run.
it a great bid.
Yeah, he was staring it down. He definitely thought it was going to be close. And that was a good run out of you, just being safe with it, you know.
You know, it's
keeping
chain
it
high.
right.
Definitely, I was running it.
Yep.
I need it, obviously, being down 2.
Yeah. And here's Matt. All right, good bid at it, though. I mean, he had an opportunity to keep it safe and give it a chance.
Just a little low.
Yeah. Fish is one of those guys that when his putting is on, that he's extremely he is extremely difficult to keep up with. So you guys push the hole, and Fish and Matt push the hole as well, and we move on to one of the coolest holes. I like playing it. It's an uphill shot. You gotta split a gap, or you gotta choose the right hand side. They did have some storm damage, and some of the stuff on the right hand side came down, making the hole a little bit easier. But it's a fun shot. It's in my mind one of the signature. Okay, I'm at Hawk Hollow. You know.
Yeah. You're just trying to beat that Y tree, however you prefer. Peckham with a little early release, but he'll have a putt from there. A long look up the hill.
Yep. Not an easy putt, that's for sure. You'd like to be up pin high.
And yeah, this is one, if you hit them branches of that Y, you can float straight back and into the water.
That was fortunate for Fish. He barely missed hitting that tree. Let's see what Steve does here.
Selecting the right side and hyzering it up there.
I like that play a lot.
And yeah, he's 8 feet.
Yep. Just keep it low with that branch and hug that right hand side.
That was an early release out of me, and
makes the hole difficult.
Yeah, especially, you know,
all of a sudden you're straight uphill.
That looked like Miller was right there. Yeah, once again, I had to give it a run. Miller's up by 2. I can't afford to keep losing holes to him. Peckham with his Nova.
It's just tough to get it high enough when you're putting at
a
that
little
extreme
awkward
of an uphill.
stance because the extreme elevation here. And Fish slow again.
Yeah, I didn't. You know, he's making the same mistake on 3 putts in a row. So I would assume that he's going to fix that quick.
Yeah.
And there's Steve. Steve wins the hole.
So Miller's now up 3 on me.
Yeah. And you guys have 4 to play, I think.
And Miller and Fish push that.
Right.
Once again, they're staying square.
So we got a hole A.
Holes.
Yeah, hole A is a temporary hole that runs right along the fence line and the property. The silo can come into play if you're not careful. But a really cool hole, a really tough hole for a backhanded right-handed player to keep the disc in the right position.
Yeah, the slope of this is down from right to left. And so right-handed hyzer is falling off the hill.
What
so
a
you really gotta hang it over
beautiful-looking
the
roller from Miller, but it just will not stop. I mean, he went 80,
past pin and high.
Yeah, he's 100 feet past the pin, you know. And you elect
my shrike here.
Yeah, you elected
hanging it out over the OB and
it skips right into
sneaking it back in.
That's so fortunate.
I didn't use the roof this time.
Yeah. Very, very fortunate.
So yeah, I'm about pin high.
Yeah.
But looking 50 feet uphill to the basket.
And Matt calling it right out of his hand that he is not going to stay in bounds.
Well, yeah, he knew he sawed it off.
the 2 on this hole is an elusive 2. That's for sure. You know, if you can pull off getting a 2 throughout the weekend at least one time on this hole, you can walk away pretty satisfied.
Yeah, it's tough getting to this pin with the OB there.
And Fish needs that to say, okay, it didn't roll away there, so.
Yeah, he probably wasn't trying for much. He knew Peckham went OB.
Yeah, he went OB. You know, you got to just play it smart.
Yeah, if he gets his 3, he's feeling like he's winning the hole, obviously.
Yeah.
And there you can see how long Miller went.
Yeah, he
throwing
was
back
so
at the
far
basket.
back past the basket, yeah.
Fish with a little zone flick up.
Yeah, easy way to win the hole. Absolutely needed that guy, though.
Yeah, I'm just, you know,
Yep.
been long putts.
Yep. And there's the man himself, Mr. Bisco.
Yeah, this brings us to letter B. Downhill, trying to make it over a ridge. Would be to the right of the pin, long of the pin, down in the valley. Just a mid-range, stable mid-range.
Yeah, that's it. I mean, you can lose it a little bit long, and if you do, there's OB that's down back behind the basket. You got to just keep it a nice controlled shot. This, again, it gets tricky when the wind is blowing on this hole, but when it's pretty calm, it's a very, very routine shot. You would expect to have at least 3 out of the 4 people twoing this hole.
Yeah, at least having looks at your 2.
Absolutely.
So here's Fish going with his Wasp.
Hangs it out there a good amount.
But he should be inside the circle there.
And Matt trying to, gosh, he's losing it.
A little
right,
more dangerous for the
not.
lefty, fading off to the OB.
Yeah. So Fish is going to say thank you very much for going out of bounds again. But realistically, he has a good opportunity to get the 3 because he pulls it in 2 meters off of that barbed wire, and he went out pretty close to where the basket is.
Around
So
circle.
he can save the 3 and put the pressure, not really pressure on Fish, but Fish is going to have to
a
make
little
a putt.
straight and low. He's going to have a long look.
Yep. Downhill, looking at the OB too. So if you can get it close in here, you absolutely need to get it close here.
Yeah, it definitely puts the pressure on. Going gator. A little wide.
And then it's safe.
Getting a little close to the OB, but once again, I'll get the 2
Yeah.
meters off of there and I'll have a look.
Yeah.
So we got Miller from about 40.
Oh, what a putt.
So clean.
Yeah. That was fantastic.
Like he needed it.
No, he didn't need to do that. But he said, you know what? I'm going to show the world how you putt. Bam.
That was so clean.
Yeah, right dead center. Coming down into the basket. Never had a chance to do anything but sit in the bottom of that basket. So let's see how you answer. By airballing right. Yikes.
No bueno.
No bueno. Matt puts it in. And so he will take the 3.
Yeah.
And Fish can win the hole here. Yeah.
12-footer for the win.
Very nice.
Yeah, he got that hole.
So we've got Miller is now up 4 with 4 holes remaining, which means that you are Dormy with a very, very short par 3 up next. So you're not in good position here. And we got Fish is up 3 right now against Peckham.
He's also sitting in a pretty good position.
Yeah, Fish is now turning it on here. If Fish can park this, I think that the pressure is officially on Matt to do something. You are in absolute salvage mode right now.
Yeah, I got to start making stuff happen.
You have to ace this.
I'm going to try.
Yeah.
So we got Fish going with a Wasp once again.
I had an ace in my group over the weekend. I watched somebody put it in, which was very cool.
This hole?
Yeah. That's a good looking shot.
That's Peckham's Mako once again.
Yeah, just he left it a little wide there. It didn't turn. It didn't flip over for him enough, and that's going to be a tough putt.
Yeah, sloped green once again.
There's always wind there. There's always just a little bit of wind there. Yeah,
top of this ridge.
Yep.
And Miller's sawing it off a little bit.
Yeah, boy.
Get that as flat as he wanted.
He said, Devin, here's the door opening for you. You're pumping your shark up there. Yep. Oh, yeah. Wow.
And from down where we were, it was looking good. Because it went just over top of it a little long.
It looked good from where I was just now. And so Steve puts it up there. Hopefully it didn't roll away too far. Now it's right there. Looks like Matt's putting with a Nova.
Skip off the top.
There you go.
So, keeping myself alive.
Yep. We can go one more hole here. You know, just moving on. Give me one more try.
And the wind was blowing pretty good up here at that point, too.
So, again, Dormy is where you're at. So you have to win the hole, and Fish won that, and Fish has put Matt Dormy as well. So you guys are moving on to this hole.
Another one of the signature holes out here.
Yep, desperation time.
Big downhiller. Creek's probably about 500 feet down there, which is OB. There's a small drainage creek to the right, which is also OB, that separates you from 18's fairway. And then once you finally get to the basket, creek about 10-15 feet behind the basket. So you're just trying to throw some hyzer shots down the hill, short of the creek, get yourself in position in the middle of that gap to be able to throw an up shot to the basket.
Really smart, controlled shot. Now, if you can, when people are having fun out there, I've seen a handful of people be able to throw it over that creek. But that's if you're just laying into something as hard as you possibly can. It's not a controlled shot. This hole kind of demands placement. And Matt should be okay because he's still going to have a strong hyzer from there, being a lefty. But if you're a right-handed player, being where Matt ended up, you are going to be struggling to get to the basket. You want to keep it on the left-hand side if you're a right-handed player to have a shot into where that basket is. And that looks really nice.
Yeah.
That's a good spot.
Down at the bottom, giving yourself an opportunity.
You're far enough down there to throw a more controlled shot and not have to feel like you're putting full power on that second shot to get it to the basket.
Miller a little low and wide.
Yeah, it's right.
Hyzering in.
And he finds himself next to Matt, which you'll get to see how these two play this hole, being lefty and righty from that area. Fish electing to go with a flick. Really surprising. But knowing that a par is okay, having Matt Dormy, that's a smart play. He doesn't want to do anything stupid.
Yeah, it was the safe play.
So we'll see how Matt reacts to that, and he pretty much has to
his lefty
run
hyzer.
It. Yeah,
trying to get it close. And he hits a stick. Wow. He could have got another 15 feet at least, probably, with a little skip.
So you can see the water behind the basket too. So there is OB behind the basket, which means that you've got to be careful.
Fish from about the same spot Matt was, and you can see tried to turn one over, but
Miller,
getting to the basket from
that
where
actually
was going to be tough.
That sets you up pretty good here because Miller is now short. So if you can get this up there for a putt, you might be able to survive on to the next hole.
And circle's edge, but
yeah,
I'm kind of pinched up to that cedar there.
The only thing you can hope for is a nice framed out window to
Miller
chuck
laid it up
through.
Perfect, so
yeah. And Fish is going to put the pressure on Matt to make a putt.
Yeah, they both made the right move. They put it as close as possible that they don't even have to putt.
Look at the silos in the background. What a great shot. Well, he ran it, but he had to. And here you're going through the same thing. You've got to put this in. Oh, great attempt.
I so thought I had that.
Yeah. So it's going to end the match for you as well here. Miller's going to end up taking you down, and that was a fantastic spit out to finish.
The frustration doesn't matter.
Yeah, that didn't make any difference, but I'm so glad I got to see that. So you've got Fish winning, and you've got Miller winning, the two somewhat local boys that play a lot of golf down here. They know what they're doing. Thanks, everybody, for tuning in. Thank you to Tea Time Disc Golf, Austin and Christian and Lou and everybody who's involved in the production of this thing. It's a lot of fun having you guys out there and being a part of the team. Thank you to the Biscos and Biscos family for hosting us. Devin, anything you need to say?
Let's go see Vegan Ray and get some lunch.
There we go.
And we'll catch you next time for the semifinals.